It's the podcast. The only podcast, I think. I think we might be the only comedians with a podcast.
Well,
I haven't done a lot of research on this.
No, I think I haven't seen or heard or any other ones, but I think I don't want to be arrogant enough to think we're the only ones, but we're certainly the only ones
Worth listening to?
Worth listening to, or in the UK and Ireland.
Yes, we're the only. We are in the top 100 comedy podcast in Britain as of yesterday.
Were we?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And the charts, we're getting very big for our boots, which doesn't make sense, the top 100, given that we're the only one.
Yeah.
I don't know how we can be number 88 of a list of one.
Of a list of one, yeah. That's odd. I'm going to start treating people worse now with that information.
Walking down the street. Do you know who I am? I've got the 88th most popular
comedy podcast in the UK. And then I'll spit at them and flick their ear right on the top where it hurts. Say, that's for you, old woman of colour. What? I shouldn't have said that. I should have said old woman of substance, or old woman of the sea. Of the sea.
Yeah, well, that was the first minority group, wasn't it?
It
was people of the sea, and then it was people of colour.
Yeah. Then it was people of
Gondor.
Huh?
People of Gondor.
Oh yeah, they were around there. They were knocking around as well. Nasty characters. I'm sad.
Why are you sad? Because we're back in the old studio.
Yeah. Well, the other one, we had a good time over there.
It was good. It felt good to be out of our comfort zone on some level, and it was. You feel like you can be freer in somebody else's house. I mean, it's my house, but like it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do always steal things from here, and I do like.
Is that where my hairbrush went?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I've been stuck putting the handle up my arse when I wank, but I'll give it back to you if you want. I'll give it a good wash. I'll put it in the washing machine. I'm sorry, I'm sad.
So why are you sad? What's going on? What's happened to you?
I didn't have Drew last week. I didn't have my therapy, and I was in Barcelona. So I was actually in Barcelona,
which we've discussed. It's not how you say it.
Well, we're just going to have to. There is a man from Barcelona that claims that Barcelona is not the right way to say it, but to him, I would say, grow up and get a life. You know, stop being a self-loathing Barcelonian.
Yeah, Barcelonian.
But anyway, so I didn't have Drew. You didn't have Drew,
and is that because you were away or because he was away?
That was because I was away. Because I was in Barcelona. I said, "Look, Drew, we'll skip 1 week," but then I was there for 5 nights.
Okay.
And I went over there. I was very horny. To be honest.
Which is a good frame of mind to go to Barcelona.
Honestly, that's what it's like. It's a place. It's a fucking horny little place. You know. The sun's out. People have loose morals. The devil is kind of making hay in Barcelona. So I was over there and I was like, Jesus. And I know people. I lived there for years. So I was like, by God, I'm going to go over there and be touched by people. And
as in like old flames?
Yes. Yeah.
You were looking to reignite for 5 days?
That's right.
And nights.
And I thought like, Jesus, I thought it was just going to be fucking, like the last days of Rome. I just fucking, But so I'm not drinking, right?
You went to Barcelona and didn't drink?
Yes. I haven't drank in a month.
And it's made you very sad.
Oh, I'm so sad. Oh, I'm just having to face up to all the realities of life and the inner workings of my mind and soul. And it stinks. I hate it. Boo. Booze. No, yes.
I was saying booze.
Oh, you were saying booze, were you? So anyway, so then I was there, but like it's fucking hard. It's hard to be doing like any riding really when you're sober.
Well, it's hard to be doing any casual riding when you're sober, I think.
Yeah. Are you?
I guess that is right.
Because you be girlfriend riding and sober, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that? Is that a pain or a delight?
Well, it's good. I've had my dick issues recently, which we spoke about on the Patreon recently. That's been a hindrance to the riding.
It has. You've warts.
Nope.
Was that it? Your foreskin fell off. What happened? No. Was it that? Your foreskin turned all yellow and purple.
I was cursed by a witch.
Were you?
Yeah. She pointed and said, "Ah!" And then I said, no. And then my foreskin got very...
Oh, your foreskin. That's right. Your foreskin doesn't fit your dick. Isn't it? You have an undersized foreskin, like a little pair of skinny jeans.
I would say oversized dick.
Oh, don't say that again. I don't think anyone wants to hear that. No.
But that's been a but generally, but then also relationship drunk riding is great.
Right.
Because you like,
forget
it's just
it's her.
fun.
Look at you, stranger. No?
Because there's a lot of because even I guess, and I haven't done a lot of casual riding across the board.
Oh, aren't you an angel?
No, that wasn't.
Who are you trying to fool?
That wasn't that. I wasn't trying to
We look
impress.
like St. Peter at the gates of heaven.
I wasn't
Fuck
trying
off.
to impress anybody.
Well,
I
you
was
didn't.
just-
I just
I
want you
was-
to know you didn't. Fucking virgin.
If anything, that was kind of a self-effacing comment that I made.
Yeah, well, I didn't like it. Don't be fucking humble.
How dare you come to my house, drink out of my countdown mug, and make these comments to
I'm
me?
sad and I should be allowed allowances.
You should be allowed alliance.
If I'm a mean or I seem obnoxious or rude, it like the woman of colour comment earlier, remember, I'm probably going to kill myself later.
What was your excuse for the other 8 episodes?
Oh, you dirty dog. You dirty dog. You'd poke a sad man right in the heart. But so when you're riding, riding.
Well, this because
drunk riding.
I think even the casual thing of someone you don't really know that well, and there's not really there's not a respect from either party. This isn't. I'm not being a misogynist.
No.
They don't respect you. You don't respect them, and that's good. That's useful in bed sometimes.
Right.
A lack of respect.
Ah.
But then when you've got a partner, you kind of respect them a lot.
You love them. You care for them.
Yeah.
You make them a cup of tea.
Yeah. But then when you're riding, you need to kind of, for it to be maximum fun, you have to rid yourself of some of that respect.
Kindness is a burden in the bed.
Yes.
Yes.
You'd want to be.
Consideration is a curse in the cot.
Well, no, consideration's good.
No. Throw it out the window. Shove it up your neighbour's arse, but don't bring it to the bed. Do you know what I mean?
Shove consideration up your neighbour's arse.
Yeah. Absolutely. Stuff it up him. Stuff him like a pheasant with consideration.
Nigel. Whoa!
Whoa! Bloody hell! That's a nasty bit of consideration you put up there, Vittorio. Oh, God.
Oh, God. The consideration's foreskin doesn't fit. Be a funny name to call your own dick. This is my dick. Consideration.
For your consideration.
And may I present for your consideration my cock. That's how I assume English people have sex.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a lot of pomp and circumstance.
It would be my privilege, Barbara, to introduce you to my scepter. My bare scepter. Consideration. Go, boy, go. Like he kind of slaps his cock like a horse. Faster. Go into her. And don't come out until there's another cunt on the way. That's been her being pregnant to an English person.
Thank you
And
for
I
clarifying.
said another cunt on the way because English people are cunts.
For the most part.
No, every last one of them. No, I'm joking. They're so sound.
But you're sad
No, I
because
do like them.
you've had to
Because I was sad.
learn
anyway.
about yourself.
Yeah, and I just
And
went.
is it that you haven't been drinking, so you finally realised that the slogan on that jumper is fucking ridiculous?
Oh no! I didn't think you'd bring up that. I knew I was vulnerable in this jumper.
For the listeners, it says plans about plants.
Yeah,
What are your plans? Is this a Little Shop of Horrors type thing?
deforestation. I think is
You're
good.
big into deforestation?
I think this is a deforestation jumper.
Is it because you feel scared in the forest of big bad wolves?
No, it's just I like global warming, and I know that deforestation in the Amazon is not only causing global warming, but wiping out
Allegedly.
indigenous tribes.
I've just finished listening to Jordan Peterson on Joe Rogan. I don't think any of that's true. No.
What was JP saying? It's all a hoax.
Did you not know that? That's like part of his thing now.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Is it?
Yeah, it's bloody complicated.
It's bloody complicated. We're not going to solve it overnight. No, but God, he is.
Well, what's climate?
What?
What do you mean by climate?
What do you mean?
Climate
by-
just means everything. Well, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It means
It doesn't mean couch. It doesn't mean camera. Doesn't mean Vittorio's ill-fitting cock. Right? Your cock don't fit. Sorry, but not sorry. Here's the truth. You're listening to a guy whose cock doesn't fit. What's he going to tell you? Nothing but fucking lies. Anyway, JP. JP Smooth.
Yes, I'm in a strange headspace because I just listened to the JBP on Jay Rogan.
Yeah.
Out of some sense of curiosity. And he's such a strange fella to listen to for, fucking 4 hours.
He's the biggest virgin of all time. He's
and you just
an outrageous loser.
Just drifts in and out of the occasional bit of knowledge. And then if
it's
you
good
kind
to
of
get up early and work hard.
If you lose focus
Jesus.
for a second, you have to be listening carefully the whole time.
Yeah.
To go, wait, no. Like everything, because he smoothly glides from fairly useful bits of advice and self-help.
You need to work hard, get up early. Do we need the Jews? But then you've got to eat your breakfast, and you've got to stay with the.
Whoa, Jordan! No, you were doing well there for a second, but I'll tell you who's the worst person for that job, Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
he's there going. The thing is, you got to work hard. You got to find these relationships, and I just don't think. 2 fathers can support a family properly, and you're like, hey, whoa, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
But Joe Rogan just sat there.
Well, Joe just kind of sitting there, and he's off his face, and he's just like, yeah, man.
It's entirely possible.
It's entirely possible, man. Yeah.
It's entirely possible that all gay relationships are bad.
Yeah. It's entirely, but there's, stranger things have happened, man. It's a strange, we're living in a crazy time, man. Joe can't believe anything's happening. He can't believe the sun comes up every day.
Crazy time,
He's just
man.
so fucking high all the time. He's just like, it just comes up, man.
Just baffled by everything.
It's a strange time, man.
There is such a thing as too much curiosity.
Huh? Curiosity killed the fucking cat, lad. Cat's
I've heard.
dead.
Did you come up with that?
That cat's 9 feet fucking 6 feet under in the ground.
9. Did you confuse the number of feet that you bury things with the number of lives a cat has?
I'm sad and unable to.
Right, we'll get back to the fucking.
My sadness. I'm mainly sad, I think. I'm mainly sad, I think, because I really thought I was gonna. I really thought in my head, I was like, I'm gonna make love in Barcelona, and it's going to be wonderful, and things I know. And then I just the first night I was there, there's this lovely Polish lady, and I'd made out with her before.
In the past?
Well, not in the fucking future. No. In 2032. In a flying fucking scooter. What is wrong with you? I'm sad, but whatever you have is uncurable. At least I can go for a run.
Apparently steroid cream sorts it out.
Huh?
Steroid cream sorts it out.
Steroid cream?
Yeah, the dick stuff.
It for you?
Yeah.
What'll it do? Is it going to make your forescreen kind of fucking...
It means it can't enter the Olympics. It's very sad.
But anyway, so afterwards I was out. But see, I'm not drinking. They're having a few drinks. Now, that's already a kind of weird dynamic. But
do you struggle with that moment where somebody offers you a drink and you have to go, no?
I did, but now I'm reading this little book called How to Control Your Alcohol by Alan Carr, who's a little wizard who gets people to quit things, including their families and stuff. He gets people to leave their families.
Wait, Alan Carr?
Not the chatty little bastard.
You're reading a book on sobriety by Alan Carr.
The thing is, you just don't need it. You don't need it. Just have a laugh. Just have a laugh. I've always thought that you just have a 0%. Speak to your mates. Heineken Blue's not so bad.
Yeah. I mean, the bottle fits up your arse, doesn't it?
The first step is admitting you've got a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I make a lot of money. No one knows why, but I do. There you go. That's life, innit? I don't know how accurate that was. I haven't seen that much Alan Carr, but I know.
But you're reading a book.
But this is another Alan Carr.
You're reading a little book. In future, just say book. I'll assume it's small because it's you. Go on.
Why would you assume it's small?
Because you're busy. You're busy. You're very busy. You don't have time for big books.
That's okay. I'll take that. But so anyway, I was reading. So I'm reading this book. Anyway, it's great. It kind of reframes your mind.
12 rules for sobriety.
No. He thinks all that's a load of bullshit, and AA is a fucking, a real cauldron of nonsense. And he's
he thinks AA. So are you?
Yeah.
Do you think you're an alcoholic on some level?
No. I just wasn't able to stop. Is that the same thing?
I just wasn't able to stop it. It was destroying my life.
No,
I'm not an alcoholic.
Nah, it wasn't even because
It tore my whole family apart. But I'm not an alcoholic.
No, do you know what it was, lad? And this is something, and this is going to fucking blow your mind because this is quite profound, right?
You're just good fun and cool.
I I don't know. I'm not cool. I don't think I could ever really claim to be cool. I mean, this is you've made me feel self-conscious about this, but this fucking jumper. But I'm
sorry about that.
That you did.
It
that.
is a nice jumper.
It is nice color, and I like the bagginess of it. And I think it's in some way stylish.
It is stylish,
or of modern day. I think people of our time see that and they think the guy's with it, and he believes women should be allowed, eat cupcakes or whatever. So this is what I think, right? Booze. I wasn't able to kind of stop drinking, even though when I wanted to stop drinking, because I wanted to stop because I have shit going on and I can't afford to be hungover. And then, I still found myself I couldn't say no when people offered it to me. And then I ended up getting hungover and I would just take free drinks at gigs and blah, blah, blah. And it was spiraling. And then I'm just...
It's hard when it's free. That's
it's very
the
hard
difficulty when it's free.
It's
Go
very
on.
difficult.
Spiraling.
And so then I'm just mildly anxious all the time, right? So I'm just kind of like in this mild... I suffer from anxiety anyway. And now...
Is it that like you're not even when you are drinking, you're not getting like the niceness of it because you're stressed about the fact that you're drinking?
Sometimes
so you're not even indulging in it properly.
Sometimes that is exactly right. While I'm drinking, as I'm drinking, I'm like, oh, I'm
you fucking
drinking,
idiot,
you fucking idiot, and then I'm throwing it down. So that's right. So I'm sabotaging my own good time because it's like obviously if you're going to eat the fucking cake, don't
enjoy
be like,
the cake.
Yeah, exactly right. But I was just kind of feeling constantly then just kind of like as anxious as this and that. And then I just wasn't kind of getting as much shit done as I wanted. I'm 32 now. And I've often said, I'd love to see what it's like to stop drinking. And I've tried for periods to be like, right, I'm not going to drink for a few months out. And I could just never.
What's the longest?
Huh?
What's the longest you've gone without drinking?
Probably 6 weeks. And right now I'm near that.
Wow, 6 weeks since you were whatever, 15,
12.
16? 12?
12, yeah. I started boozing at 12.
But like without 6 week breaks?
Yeah, I would say so. 12, 13. 13 probably would. Yeah.
Most weeks you would be out in the fields drinking...
We did go out to the fields.
2 litres of cider.
Yeah, cans of Tuborg. We'd have little campouts. They were fraudulent. We would lie to our parents, to be honest with you, Vittorio, and it wasn't right. We smoked fags and we were cool and young and everything was in front of us. And if you didn't, drink, you were a coward and worthless.
That was me. I didn't drink till I was 17.
And it's still you.
Yes.
No, it's not. You're not a coward or you're not worthless. You're insignificant. No, I don't know.
You really struggled for a word that wasn't gay there. Yeah. you were like, because it was perfectly enough. You go, you're gay, but you didn't do it. But that's okay.
That's all right.
That's good. Good job. You're learning and growing.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Longest I've taken off is probably 9 months.
I mean, that's good.
And that was during the pandemic.
You're
that's when everybody exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody was boozing.
Right.
Maximum during the pandemic, but I took 9 months off kind of towards the start.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I knew it would just get out of hand, just drinking in the house. I knew I would just hammer it every night because you could.
And I did. So
the longest you've taken off drink is 6 weeks.
Yeah.
In 32 years.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, well, in 20 years, from 12 to 32.
So you have 2 weeks left?
Huh?
So you have 2 weeks left?
To break that particular record. But the point is, if things don't get shit enough, so I've just been, I think, mildly I want to see what life is like. Because that's more exciting, to see what life is like actually without it. I know what it's like with it. Because I've done that for 20 years. I've done nothing but that. So actually, what's interesting, or is actually fucking different, is to see...
It's an exploration.
That's actually an exploration. Yeah. It's a very kind of a sad, boring exploration as they go, but it is one, and you learn stuff about yourself. Not stuff that you necessarily like,
Why did you turn into Jordan Peterson in the middle of that? Not stuff that you necessarily like, but it's complicated.
It's complicated. It's not going to be solved overnight. I just think that, Indian people should maybe be put at the bottom of the ocean, but you have to eat your breakfast. He does slip in stuff. He just slips in just mental stuff.
It's like
should be made into sausages, but you've got to just make sure you work for 10 hours a day, and That's right.
He's like a sleight of hand with ideas.
Yeah.
He's like, he's doing little idea magic tricks with the cups and balls, and every so often there's just like horrific homophobia under one of the cups.
Whoopsie daisies. He just tries to move on.
Is this your card? I'm like, no, it just says the N word.
Well, then it's my card.
Puts it back in his stupid suit pocket, his two-tone suit pocket. The fucking freak.
Yeah, he is. He absolutely is.
Nutcase, man.
He is nutcase.
Nutcase.
But I think my point that I was on there was I wanted to see, but things never got bad enough. You know, like I never got like, you know, that I was just drinking like every single day, or I was, you know, getting up and drinking vodka in the morning. I didn't go like full fucking Georgie Best, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing with life. And that's why right now, you know, little never people are talking about like, you know, talk about like, oh, revolution and the poor people will rise up. They won't rise up because the poorest people are fucking fat and have Netflix, and they're the poorest people in Western society. So they're too comfortable.
Yeah.
To do things have to get for the French Revolution to happen. People have to be starving.
Yeah, Gary Lineker has to be banned from Match of the Day.
He does, yeah.
That's what broke the camel's back.
What the fuck is up with Lineker? What is that about?
Well, I mean,
I heard what he said, and I'm like,
it's fine.
well, like, he's just comparing the government to Nazi Germany because in terms of like, this is the kind of rhetoric,
The migration and the rhetoric.
would let it to, yeah. So what?
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
just a slow news week.
But it feels like the head of the BBC is very much a fella that panders to the right wing amongst.
I think this is the first time I've seen someone getting in trouble for saying something too left wing. I think that's like, that's the first time I've ever seen
That'd
it.
be so funny if that was a thing in comedy.
Yeah. You just say something too
Because
progressive.
what happens is like super progressive comedians who like are just like, because we're progressive fellas.
I think so.
But on stage, it's just boring to be like correct and lecture people about what's the right thing to do.
It's not funny.
But they don't get cancelled per se. They just don't get laughs or gigs. So, well, they don't get gigs, you know, in rooms. They get gigs in TV studios, and that's good. And
You're a catty little man. You're the new Alan Carr.
Catty Man.
Yeah, catty man. It's a chatty man. Yeah.
But it'd be funny if, like, you know, the way comedians get like cancelled, like Jimmy Carr does that fucking gypsy joke on his Netflix special, and everyone goes, fucking cancel him or whatever. It'd be so funny if fucking insert uber woke comedian here is on stage going, I just think trans women are women, and everyone's like, get her off the TV. It's a fucking disgrace. I mean, I guess that does happen. It just doesn't carry the same clout on Twitter.
Yeah,
because
it was just something like ridiculous, like just like trans women should all live in mansions paid for by taxpayers' money. You know, like something that's just.
Yes, everyone would just go, that's a fucking mad thing to say.
Yeah.
No one would go, that's dangerous rhetoric.
No, it's just like that is so fucking dumb.
That's the response to like overly progressive stuff, because this is the progressive. It's like it always has to be moving forward towards something.
Right.
It just makes you go, huh?
Yeah.
That's all it does. That's living in London for me. Is you just like, and trying to be like a good left wing progressive person is you just hear your friends say the most ludicrous thing you've ever heard in your whole life, and you just have to go,
yeah, that's good. You've got a brain, do you? You've got a big brain. Don't you, Julie? You do, yeah. There's a window over there needs licking.
The thing
I think
is,
you might be the one for the job.
If I had a baby and it was a white man, I'd drown it in the bath. And you're like,
yeah, absolutely.
That
You're
sounds
dead right.
like
Don't forget to fuck it first. Don't forget to molest it first, little bastard. The cheek of him coming out alive.
Yeah, because I mean, he's immediately profiting off of the sins of his fathers and his father's fathers. And the fact that you had sex with a white man to make a white baby in the first place
drown yourself once you're finished.
Yeah.
You fucking Uncle Tom. That is a female. Anyone who has a sex with a white man, if you're a woman, you're an absolute.
Even if you're white.
That's right. You're an absolute fucking scum, and you're only encouraging us. Your only
And you
egg was
shouldn't
on.
encourage us.
No, we're
except
devils.
financially on Patreon.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Patreon.com/parenting.
Parenting. So anyway, I was the thing is, so anyway, I was out. So this Polish lady, lovely lady. She's 39 now, and an older lady,
An older chap.
Yeah. So, but I'm no spring chicken either. I'm an old bag of bones, an old chunk
Fart.
of coal, as Norm Macdonald
An
would
old
say.
fart.
Yeah, just only fit for the fucking scrap heap. So I said, BJ's the pair of us will get our Zimmer frames and we'll
Ram them into each other
ram them into
for
each
a bit
other.
of a laugh.
Oh, yeah. We'll head to the hospice. We'll head to fucking Switzerland and get euthanized together.
While inside each other.
While inside each other, yeah. Oh, that actually would be
Lethal
bad.
injection,
Yeah.
but you lethally inject your dick, and then when you come, it goes into her.
Oh, that'd be fucking sick. Goodbye to you. So anyway, so afterwards, then we're hanging out. She's drinking out. She's not drunk or nothing. And I know her a bit. She's been at shows there before, and she's sound. But we're with her friend who's another Polish lady, but she's out of her mind, and she's just kind of rolling and shouting. She's like, "Whoa, party!" We're on. Like she's just being a bit
much.
And then we go into this bar, and she is an Iranian man. This other Polish lady has an Iranian man with her who she's married to. She's married to him, but it's not actual like a love marriage. It's a fucking visa marriage, but they are together, right? So he's there, and he's kind
Right,
of
so it's like they're in a relationship. They wouldn't have progressed to the stage of marriage, but for the sake of staying in the relationship, they got married because of visas.
bingo.
Cool.
You've got it in one. So anyway, he's there, and she's there, and now he's kind of sitting there, and he's kind of just smiling and nodding. You know, he's fucking holding tough for the visa because your one is fucking out of her mind, head full of spiders. She's just fucking, crowing about God knows what. Next thing she starts telling us, she was like, when I was in Poland, she's like, I have husband, but I cheat on husband with the guy because I never really love him. I just think he friend, so I cheat on him. But then I get pregnant with other guy, But I have abortion, of course. I get the abortion. And then she turns to the Iranian lad. She's like, I'm sorry, I know this is first time you hear this. And I swear to God.
As in her fella.
Yeah, her fella. And you see the Iranian guy is just there kind of looking at the thing. He's like, what in the hell have I gotten myself into here? But she's like,
He's starting to reconsider whether his own country treats women how they should be treated.
well, that's right. But sure, in his heart, he's got stoning in his like fucking.
he just started picking stuff up and going, no. He's going, I cheated on him, and he.
Yeah. You did what?
You did what?
Yes. Repeat, please. So she says this, and then she goes, but and then she goes, oh, yeah, I'm sorry to tell you like this. I should have told you before. And like they're going out and they're married. I was like, sweet Jesus. I was kind of like just fucking looking at the floor.
Yeah.
And next thing is, but you accept, he doesn't care. She's just telling him how he feels. He doesn't mind. He accepts me and all my things.
Sure,
and
he
I gave him, I swear to God, I looked at him and he just goes, and he just gave me this look, as in, if it wasn't for this visa, there'd be about 17 fucking sharp stones being pelted at this one, like where he's from.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
she's after saying, the abortion, the
Buried
fucking
up to the neck.
for fuck's sake. They'd have made shoes out of her. I don't know if that's fucking whatever. Anyway, so anyway, we kind of get away from them anyway, and it's myself and your one. But she's tipsy, but not like drunk, and we've made out before, so it's not like a thing where it's like, we'd been messaging.
It's not off limits.
No. So, but anyway, next thing, because you're just completely sober, what they want to kind of get up to is like she wants to arm wrestle. Now, this is just being from fucking Eastern Europe, they just
they just have to.
they just want kind of, how can we get pain involved? Is there any way we can involve pain in this romantic entanglement? Can any of us draw blood? Is there any way we could dislocate one of our knees or
the
something?
more romantic the situation is, the
Yeah.
more pain that has to be involved.
Absolutely.
Like there's a Polish couple out on a date at a very fancy restaurant, candles and all that nice stuff around, and there's a string quartet playing over there. Maybe a violinist is going from table to table,
Yeah. A man just throwing petals
and they're
into the air.
and they're all dressed up, and
Couple
this
of
fella
dogs.
goes, we've been together a very long time now.
Yes.
And yeah, you be the lady, right? We've been together a very long time now.
and it has been the most beautiful time of my life.
she's Spanish, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
I'm from many places, but really, I belong to you, Dimitri.
And I think it is time to take our relationship to the next level. And then
Oh,
he stands up,
Dimitri.
he gets down on one knee, and because it's so romantic, she grabs the candle and plunges it into her eye.
I love you. Now you go out with blind woman who love you. And then she says,
I have eyes only for
for
you.
you. I will never look at another man. Then she grabs it, blinds herself in the other eye. Dimitri's like, Svetlana, why do? Oh, for Christ, I have to get guide dog now for you. It's just the candles sticking out for things. I guess we are in love, deep love, and the rest of the like Eastern European like restaurant.
Clapping, but like not cheering.
No,
just like a.
This is correct. A woman should behave. Why do you never stick candles in your face, Katrina? Whore! You candleless whore! No, that's going to peak on the mic.
Undeniably.
But anyway, so we're there with arm wrestle, and then the next thing so she's going 2 arms in the arm wrestle, so she's cheating in the arm wrestle.
That's not allowed.
And she gets the 2 arms, but then I'm like, I don't want to fucking lose the arm wrestle because that's going to fucking dry things up immeasurably. So I was like, I can't. So I'm like really trying to beat her 2 arms.
But that's not attractive either. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Absolutely,
there.
I'm being a bit of a fucking loser, like being like, hey, no, I don't want to, like, no.
And you're like shaking.
But I was. It was like an actual proper tension. I was like, and then in my head,
and you're like trying to keep like flirty date eyes on you.
Right.
You're like,
you don't want to let fucking Downsy farm face, come out. Fucking Mike the fucking Bullock. Just so I'm like trying to do that, but even as I'm doing it and I'm trying, I'm like, I don't want to lose. But I'm such a loser trying this hard. But anyway, then she just
even if you win, you're a loser.
Absolutely, just losing all around. And then she wins because she just kind of, I don't know what way she did it. She's fucking strong enough, like
They are.
And so she pulls it down, and then my wrist hurt. And now because I'm like sober, I'm just kind of like, I'm a bit like anxious and afraid. Like honestly, I'm a little just now. I'm like a little jittery.
You've got a touch of the fight or flight.
Yeah, because I'm like, you've hurt me. You made me harm. You did ill. You did ill upon me. And I felt that, and now I was like, oh fuck, I don't know about this. So then anyway, it goes on, and now I'm a bit anxious, and then there's a bit, I don't know why, but she shouted at me for some reason. I can't remember. And again, then now I'm a little jittery.
Got the yips?
Yeah, a bit. But then, so anyway, we're like, all right. Then she's like, where do we go now? And she doesn't sound like shit. Her accent is nice. I'm being. This is a complete hatchet
Comedy
job.
podcast.
But so anyway, she's like, where do we go now? And I was like, I don't know, like maybe, I don't know, to your place or something, because I was staying in an absolute fucking, far out in a hovel. So, and she goes,
And she lives there.
huh?
She lives there?
In Barcelona.
Yeah, so
In
that's
Barcelona.
obviously the person's place that you go to.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So,
There's no your place or mine.
right.
You have a permanent residence here.
That's right. And so then she goes, oh, you want to come to my apartment, do you? And so, right, so she's starting this fucking game. Now, I'm too sober for this. I can't.
Indulge in the
I just can't. The pretense.
The chase.
The pretense. Even like the arm wrestles, everything. I'm too. Like if I was drunk in the arm wrestle, I would have just punched her. And I would have been like, and we would have had a
Well,
laugh.
you can see it for like when you're sober, you're almost not in your body.
Yeah.
You're like observing yourself the whole time.
A little bit.
You're like over here somewhere going like, what's this?
Yeah, that's right. And I couldn't. I was like, she was like, oh, you're going to come down. I was like, if you want me to. And she was like, oh, doing this whole game. And I was just like, I can't pretend. What?
Just be like, are we fucking?
Yeah.
Are we splitting the bill? What's going on?
We're in our 30s.
Just none of this. I'll get that.
You want to do the no pants dance? Give me a look. Let me know. I'll do it. I'll come. I'll eat you out for 50 minutes. I don't care. I'll do what you want. I'll pretend to be a dog. I don't care. Who cares? I'll do it. You just asked me. You give me the go ahead. Do it, but I'm not going to do.
like grown ups. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to do this fucking.
Yeah,
this whole
does.
little fucking
The charade.
chase me, want me, blah blah. I can't. I know that's what you want. You will feel better about yourself if I fucking, you know,
chase.
if I make you, if I'm like kind of like, no, if I take control, I'm like, this is what we're doing, blah blah blah, so that then, you know, it's like it's completely my idea. You were coerced in some way, but I can't. I just can't. I didn't have it in me. And then she's like, well, how will you get there? I have a bike. I was like, look, I'll walk you down to your bike. And then if you want to go home, that's grand. If you want me to come, that's grand. And then we go down there and there's just more of this jigging around. And again, at the end, I was just like, because in my head, I'm like, you're underestimating or you're overestimating how horny I am. Like, because...
Or how effective wanks can be.
A wank is a wonderful little operation.
It's like, listen, fucking's great, but I can solve this problem myself.
Yes, that's right. And now I'm afraid because of the armrests and stuff.
Yeah.
And because you shouted at me, and I'm a little bit. And that's the thing.
Maybe you're incapable of wanking since she broke your wrist.
She did. I was just more rubbed it.
Maybe that's her move.
I rubbed it more.
Maybe that's her move.
Yeah.
She makes you incapable of wanking, so you have to fuck her.
Wow. That's next
Crafty
level.
poles.
Yeah. that is crafty Poles, man. Hey, Polish people, stop doing that. Stop arm wrestling people so they can't wank. Did you ever hear that?
Yeah. That was Hitler's problem.
That was Hitler's fucking problem. He couldn't wank because the Poles had got him. So he's like, when he first had to invade somewhere, where do you think he's going? Poland.
Crafty
Haven't been able
poles.
to wank for 7 years after fucking Katarina Molovikov. These are Russian names, I'm saying. I don't know what is a Polski name. Like...
Aga is and Wisniewski or something like that. That feels Polish.
Right.
Lewandowski, lots of skis.
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski's. I mean, I'm going to start naming footballers in a second.
So anyway, I ended up just fucking. I kind of went off. I went off in a bit of a huff. Well, not a huff, but I was just
so
like,
she cycles off into the distance like ET.
And then I was like, I'm just going to get a taxi. But then as soon as that even happened, I was like, oh, because there's a thing in me, like, and I don't know if it's just bet into you from when you're young. It's like, you're a man, you're supposed to have sex whenever you can have sex. And if you don't, you've failed. And, why didn't you take control of that situation and, like, what's
interesting is that you saw a route to sex and you went, I couldn't be fucking bothered with that shite.
Yeah, but the truth is as well, because I was sober, I was just too aware of my feeling, and I was feeling a little bit afraid and unsafe.
A little aggrieved and a little bit...
But I was a bit unsafe. I was like, I don't want to take off my trousers in front of her.
Because she beat you by cheating in an arm wrestle? Why are you taking that so bad?
No, but
what kind of tiny women are you fucking normally?
I don't know, lads.
You're like, on your Tinder bio, weaklings only.
I want a weak little woman with nothing but kindness and softness in her, full of consideration. Not you're a cock, consider like not full of Vito's fucking kiock. But that's the thing. I felt, and it feels even emasculating to say it, but I was like, I felt a little unsafe. Not in like a way that I thought she was gonna like fucking, cut my cock off or something, but just, when you're dead sober, it's like you have to take your old trousers off.
That's a vulnerable thing to be naked and get undressed.
Yeah.
Be in someone else's house and
that's right.
You're in a foreign land. You don't know how to say the name of the city. You're very unstable.
And I was like, there was part of me like, if I went back here with her and didn't like get it up or performance sexy, she would beat this shit out of me. Like,
yeah,
she's gonna beat the fucking head off me.
Or like even just like laugh at you or do something. You don't know that there's a kindness and a niceness.
She put a little fag out on my nipple.
Yeah, and she just planted a little seed of doubt that you'd be taken care of.
That's right. And that's right. And I need to be
you need to feel safe.
Yeah.
To be getting your cock out.
I fucking know, lad. But so anyway, that was her. So that was the first night, and so then that was it. So it didn't happen. So then I went off, and then a little bit I'm like kind of feeling like, oh, maybe did I fuck up there? Something like that. And then for the rest of the trip, it was just one thing after another. But I kept, because I was sober, but I kept hanging out. But I just couldn't fucking, like, it's hard to make the final move. And as well, when you're sober, the thing is you can't pretend. Because when you're drunk...
Well, yes, there's a bluster to being drunk is like, if you make a move, you go, what the fuck? And everyone goes, he's just drunk, it's fine.
Yeah.
And that we've spoken about this before on the podcast, that being drunk isn't that actually about the inebriation of you. It's the freedom it gives you to just... Like, it's not necessarily caused by the alcohol, it's caused by the excuse it gives you to just be slightly more reckless and say silly things and do whatever, because you've always got that safety net of, sure, was just drunk.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're dead sober and you say something insane, people go, fuck, he was sober as well.
Yeah.
It just doubles down the bad thing you've said, whereas the drunkenness just dilutes everything you do and it makes it slightly less risky, and yeah.
But it also allows you to imagine and believe that there's a connection when there's not. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't one with that girl. I did feel actually initially, I was like, oh, this is cool. But in other circumstances, you're like, you know, you actually have to get on with the person or feel something. Like, you know, and I know
and
this
also
sounds...
just get out of your own way.
Yeah.
You're so in your own way when you're sober, when you're like, is that this, is this that, or you fucking whatever, blah, and it's just like, are we... Yeah, it's fucking... And like, even in a relationship, like, I get really stressed being sober amongst drunk people, even for those interactions where I get nervous, like, about putting across the wrong signal to like a girl or whatever, that she thinks I'm like trying to be flirty or whatever, whereas I'm just trying to have a nice time and like be funny or make people laugh or whatever. But then when you're drunk, it's just like, well, there's less of that fucking...
Yeah.
You're just you're in a straitjacket of sobriety.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not talking you into keeping up your sobriety right now. I feel like I should be slightly more supportive.
No, I think you're...
But do you have the capability to find those things within yourself while sober?
Oh, no, definitely. Definitely. Sure, like, we're loose on the podcast every week. I'm not boozed up.
You're not?
I have been drunk most of them.
But go on. So you go back to hang out with them.
But so anyway, whatever. I'm back. I'm back in Barcelona, and so then the next night, whatever, nothing comes about. Then the third night, then I was I thought there was a girl that was coming that I was like, oh, this is going to be a thing, and then we were hanging out and having a great time. But then she's seeing someone now, so they're in love. So I was like, what the hell? So then that was gone. And then the last night then, or last day, and this happened at one of the gigs. And tell me what you think about this now. So a girl that I had been seeing before, right? She comes to one of my gigs in Barcelona. And after the gig, right? It was a work in progress gig. It was €8 to come. And afterwards, she comes up to me and she said, she's like, my friend was supposed to come, but they didn't come. And I bought them a ticket. And I was like, all right, yeah. And she's like, oh, could I get the money back?
No.
So she wanted the money back, the €8 back. Now.
Which is fuck all money.
I know, but it's...
And it's also the principle of the thing of like, no.
Right. Because obviously if you bought tickets to go see a concert and you turned up
it
the
means
concert...
somebody else can't buy the ticket to see that thing. And it's like, no.
Right. It's odd. It is odd. You've granted me that.
Yeah.
Right.
That would infuriate me straight away.
I was angry, but I could see in her face there was no malice in it. So like that she was just like...
She just thought that was normal.
She just thought that was normal. And I could sense that. I still was like, what the hell? So I just gave her the money back because I just didn't want the awkward thing of like... Yeah. And in my head I was like, we had rode before. So I was like, you know, she wouldn't do this if she didn't know me, right? Surely. But, you know, she's like, sure, this is a perk of having fucking, you know, touched the man between the legs. So I gave her the money. But so then I was meeting her then the Sunday as well, because I put that behind me, because this was again, I was like, I just want to bloody... I really in my head, I was like, I just had decided I'm in Barcelona, I'm going to have sex. So that was it. That was a decision I had made. And so I go to meet her and she decides to go to this very expensive brunch place on Sunday. Now, I had suggested we meet up for a walk the night before. I had, that was my suggestion.
Yeah.
A walk at 10:30 when my show was over. Basically, will you touch me? Touch me late at night, please. And I don't, no money spent. Just like, yeah, I'm a piece of dog shit. I'm a dog shit human. So anyway, we go to fucking, to this place. But now I'm in my head. I'm like, she's trying to rinse me of money. She's taking the €8 back. Now she's bringing me to this expensive place,
and she expects you to pay.
And she's going to expect me to pay for everything. And I don't. It's not that I even mind paying. It's just the principle that like I'm being rinsed. It's a ruse. She's trying to swindle me. I'm being swindled. She's a swindler. So in my head. Even though when I met her, she's nice, but so beforehand, I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, right, this is it now. If the bill comes, you say we're splitting it now. You don't let her. That's it. You and so I have myself fucking primed in this way, right? So we go in anyway. We go into the place. She's ordering a smoothie to start. This like smoothie, it's like €6 for just this drink, and this is just the start. I was like, my God. So I did one as well. I was like, I'll match you fucking thing for thing. I don't know why. I was like, I'll have the same, please.
Now you're having a cold war of fucking appetizers.
Yeah, it was like America and Russia and it's like just no one's making direct aggression, but it's just little chess moves.
Just gradual escalation.
Yeah.
Quiet escalation. Fucking, it's like a little arms race of
that's right.
food.
So then then it comes to the main course thing. She orders big thing. So then I order a big thing, and then we get coffees and a dessert thing after this whole big thing. And in my head, I was like, yo, when that bill comes down, oh, you fucking better believe it. I'm going to be sending it your way. I'm going to, split is the best you're going to get. Split's the best you're going to get. You know what I mean? And I was just in my, because I don't know, this had got me tense, you know? And then the thing comes down, the bill. She just slapped out 50, paid for the whole thing. I'd gotten it all wrong. She was an angel.
Wow.
She's an angel.
What a woman.
She'd been sent by Christ.
That's so good. I bet you she was thinking, geez, she's taking the piss here with this smoothie.
Yeah, absolutely. She must have thought me just copying everything she was getting. She's like, this little slug. Just, for me too, please. But she slapped it down. And I was like, and everything changed. I was like, I was wrong about everything. I love you.
And did you push back on that?
Huh?
Did you push back on that at all?
On her paying?
Yeah.
It was a weak pushback. It was a piss weak pushback. I was kind of like, oh, you're not going to pay. No, I don't think I even pressed it. I goes, no, we can split it. No, we can split it. We can split it. And she goes, no. She's like, I invited you here. I'll pay for it. And I was just like, oh, but no, okay. I was like, okay. But I got it so wrong, and she is an angel. And we were having, to be honest, the chat we were having over the day, even though I was anxious about the bill, was she don't like by the end I was like, I will pay for it. She's great, you know, because she was just talking. She does these fasts. She didn't eat for a month.
Jeez, that's she needed the fucking smoothie.
No fucking wonder. But that's like David Blaine level.
A month?
She just drank water, lad.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Fucking yeah. She just drank water for a month, and she was telling me that it gets your mind super clear, and that you when you do that, then you don't want to, like, everything becomes very clear priorities wise. Like, you don't spend time with people that actually take energy away from you. You put like all your energy into things that really matter to you. For whatever reason, this is what she's saying about the fast. She got it off of Wim Hof. You know that little guy? The little Dutch lad that wears
his
the nappy,
breathing exercises.
shoves snow up his arse, and you know that guy?
Yeah, the snow up the arse guy. Yeah, that's Wim Hof.
Stuff snow up his hole on top of a mountain. He's like, it's good for you. Makes you more alert. You know, just stuffing. There's little fucking little baby polar bears.
I like him. I listen to his breathing exercises.
Yeah.
He's so good. In the end of him, he goes, Thank you for watching. Have a good day and a great life.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Makes me so happy at the end of all of them.
But then you remember he's Dutch, and you're like, what are you up to?
He speaks so many languages, though he might as well be.
He's
whatever.
lying in a lot of languages. This Wim Hof, fucking Dustin Wim Hof,
The Iceman.
Yeah, but no, I used to do his breathing exercises as well. Have you ever got this now? And this is an interesting thing to me. Do you ever do everything right and then just want to go back? Like, I remember one time I was listening to Wim Hof and he's on about the breathing, right? I got up early, I meditated, then I did the Wim Hof, then I went for a run, then I ate healthily, and then I went back to bed. I was just like, I don't feel good at all. I was I just remember, I want to go. I couldn't have felt worse.
Healthy, good living is like, and it's the same as just even getting up early.
Yeah.
At all. You wake up at like 4 a.m. You're like, wow, I'm getting so ahead of it. By 6 a.m. you're like, I've done stuff.
Yeah.
I've edited some bits. I've queued up some emails. You don't want to send an email at 5 a.m. You schedule it to go at 8. Nobody. People are like, fuck, was he out from the night before? That's the assumption. No one assumes I'm up at fucking 5 a.m. Like, people think he's still up from last night, but no.
Just sucking the end of a bag of coke. Yeah, I would like to play your gig. I'd like to play at your club.
I do
please.
send most of my emails at like 11 midnight, but I just schedule them for 8 the next morning.
Yeah.
I've learned how to do that on my iPhone now. You press and hold send and it goes schedule for 8. You go, yes please, thank you.
Oh, that's fucking nice.
Very clever, because then people go, fuck, he's up at 8 in the morning, that's not bad.
And really you only get up at 8:30, and I know that about you.
I do. I get up at 8:30.
Yeah.
And then I sit on the toilet till 9:30.
You don't sit there for an hour. An hour on the shitter.
Yeah.
You should do your own solo podcast called Live from the Shitter, and it's just your thoughts.
Well, that's where I subtitle things often.
On the shitter.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't ruin
So
any of the
shit
clips
coming out
for
a year,
anyone.
and then you're sending shit online.
Clip this podcast while
Yeah,
shitting.
this is what that stinks, and we won't know it. It's just me fucking rattling on about my cock. I don't know what we're just pissing in everyone's pockets and telling them it's raining.
I like this podcast, this episode specifically. I went, you were in Barcelona, and then you spoke for 51 minutes,
But lad-
and we're on night 2.
Yeah, but you know what? But you know what's the reality though? Because there was times there I was like in my head, I was like, Vittorio, you come in with something now. You come up with something, and you just sit there. And I'm like, I guess I have to do the whole episode. Guess I have to do the whole episode again. What the hell?
I just ask questions and listen.
What? Like, don't say that.
But you were just going through the story.
I know.
But it was great stories, and I was chipping in. I did a little act out with the Polish thing.
You did the candle thing. No one's going to forget that. You've not been of zero value. You did the candle thing.
I was supporting you in your saga.
I'm sad.
I'm not the one that made you take 10 minutes to tell the first night of.
You're right.
We're on the night 3.
We're on the night.
We're going to wrap up all 5 nights. We've got 8 minutes to wrap up all 5, 7.5 minutes to wrap up.
Right. I've done. I rabbit it too much. But anyway, but see, this is what you could just fucking come in and you say, listen, now I'm telling my story about.
Well, no, because you said at the start you spent 5 nights in Barcelona. I can't come in on night 2 and go, we're done with that.
Enough of that. I took this 1 hour shit the other day, and it made me think maybe I have a problem. So anyway, the final night, I do a gig. So I meet your one. We have the brunch. We go for a walk. It's actually lovely and quite kind of romantic. But we don't even kiss. We just have a hug at the end, and I'm like, I'm in love again. What's going on here? A hug will really in now, because you're like, oh, she cares very deeply.
You feel their boobs on your chest,
huh?
You feel their boobs on your chest.
I wouldn't think that.
Don't talk shit to
I
me.
feel their heartbeat against my heartbeat.
That's worse.
Oh,
Now, if you asked a woman, what
They'd
would
have to have
you,
a shallow tit to feel the heartbeat.
Yeah, it's true.
A shallow
You'd have
tit.
to, or a strong heart.
right.
If you
was
asked
good.
a woman, what would you rather a man notice while hugging you? Your heartbeat or your boobs pressed against his chest? They would 100% be like, boobs.
Yeah, the heartbeat
The
is very.
function of a hug is to
Heartbeat is very Hannibal Lecter. Just like, yes, Clarice, I can feel your heartbeat. Isn't it? Like, you don't want people feeling your organs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've just realised I've never touched nipples with someone.
You haven't?
Not deliberately. I was thinking there probably is a way to hug someone where your nipples line up.
I would love that. I think I was just saying to someone the other day, like the nipple is a very neglected part of the male body.
The man? Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Go to town, slobber all over. Oh, this is a story now. I suppose I'll save this story for the Patreon.
Yeah, and it'll be just as good as the Barcelona stuff.
Barcelona stuff has stunk. I've stunk it up this one.
54 minutes of Barcelona.
Oh, fuck.
We had one clip where we mentioned Barcelona do well on TikTok, and we've decided to make the whole podcast about Barcelona.
This isn't. I don't want us to even air this. This has been shit. I stink. I'm sad and I stink.
It's been brilliant. I really enjoyed it.
You have not.
Get your notebook away. Stop scrambling.
Whatever.
Final night of Barcelona.
Anyway, final night. I go do, and at this stage now, I've hugged your one, but I have to go do a show, and now I'm like, I'm like, all right, that's gone. That's over. In my head, I'm like, but so then, in my head, I'm like, still, maybe I could have sex as the final night. So I go into the bar, and there's this bar woman that I used to. She's just very friendly. And then I see her and she's smiling, and just my cock is absolutely in control.
Jeez, when you lived in Barcelona, were you just writing rom-coms every day?
I just had a load of little kind of like, maybe we'll be married with a load of people. But it's kind of like unspoken love. I'm not a very forward person, I have a lot of things and I always expect the other person to make a move. I'm very bad with that. So anyway, I come out and I give her, she gives me a hug. She's like, oh, you're back. And she gives me an extra hug. And I'm like, oh, perhaps you are to be sexed tonight by old Mike, by old...
One hug.
Just one hug. I'm like, me with nothing but a pair of wellies on, giving it to you. Giving it to you. So anyway, then there was her, and then I got a text from a girl that had been at a show the night before on Instagram, a DM, and then I was like, what the hell? And then she was like, what are you doing for your last night? And I was like, sexing you, by God. I didn't say that, but that's, what.
That was the gist of it.
That was the gist
I'm paraphrasing.
So anyway, I says, so she's like, we go for a drink. I was like, I'm not drinking, just straight to the sex. I says, I didn't say that, but that's how I was like, I'm not. And I've had so many non-alcoholic beers that weekend. Like, I'm just gone fat with this fucking loveless shite that is non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah. Have you tried the Guinness Zero? It's really tasty.
I haven't had the Guinness Zero
yet. It's really
good. Is it good?
I would recommend.
So anyway, So she says, me for drink. I said, I'm not drinking. I said, and she's Irish now, this one. So I thought me saying I'm not drinking, she's just going to be like gay and fuck her phone in the sea. But so anyway, afterwards, so she doesn't get back to me then. So then I'm like, maybe that's all failed. So then after my gig, I'm like, you know what? I'll just go to McDonald's. I don't need this. Why do you think you need to have sex and be riding all the time? Be fucking present. Be grateful you've had a lovely time here. You've hung out with friends. It's great. And then, your cock is like, gay. And I'm like, oh. But anyway, so I go to McDonald's. I'm getting this big rotten feed, cheese and everything. And then I head off on the train back. But halfway back, your one texts me on the...
Irish lady? Bar lady?
Yeah. But now it's nearly 12 o'clock. I'm getting a flight the next morning. And I'm just like, But then my kiosk is like, one more ride, old friend.
Your cock taps your Metro card.
Yeah. So, just straight up. And the other Spanish people are like, what is he doing? His cock works on the Metro? And my cock is like, just like fucking...
No, it's like a solemn salute.
Yeah.
People are like, what is he doing? And your cock's just like...
Yeah, it's just... that real serious one.
Yeah.
And then they go, Godspeed, El Coco.
Andale.
Andale, El Coco. Faster, arriba, El Coco.
I like that you can't roll R's. It makes me happy.
I can sometimes, but I knew when I said it there, I didn't roll that R.
Arriba, it's very French. Arriba.
Arriba. I can do it.
You're growling. That's the back of your throat, not your tongue.
Do you know what fucking hurts me is you're right. And I've been getting away with the growl for a long time, but it's not a legit roll.
No, it's not a legit roll.
And the fucking real people know, and it kills me deep in my soul. So anyway, I decide anyway, she's like, well, I live here and I'm doing this. So I make a like just a 40-minute detour, like to just go over to
Yeah.
where this girl lives, and then we end up going for like a couple of these non-alcoholic beers. But then you're just there, and I'm tired, and I'm like, and it's just this real like high energy chat, and she's lovely and everything, but I'm just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I don't have this. I can't smile. I don't have it in me. And I've noticed I'm sick of being friendly in general. I realized that recently. Like, not friendly in that way, but I want to just be fucking down more. Not in a bad like way, like where I'm like
Just a bit more on the back foot.
but just like I don't have to entertain the world, you know?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
My girlfriend calls me out on this all the time. She's like, you know, you don't have to be funny.
Right.
I go,
Yeah. I was going to tell you, sometimes you can be though.
Yes.
Hey, come on.
That was Mike's review of the Fringe show.
But so anyway, I was just there, and then and I was there, and I was like, I was just tired. Now, she is lovely, and we were chatting, but it's like, I just suddenly realized in the plane, again, I'm sober, I'm like, what you're on this little mad goose chase. For what? Like, for what? And now you're just sober here again. How are you going to fucking do this little dance here? So anyway, I just trying to throw a awkward shift afterwards, and then we walk back towards her apartment. But neither of us have the fucking balls to say, hey, come up or go up. So like, we're just standing there, and then I'm like, all right, bye.
Oh my God.
I know. It was bad, man. And then I was just like, and then it's funny because like the train stop, so I was at the train stop, but I could see the doors of the train station were closed, so that they weren't even open. So the stairs down there was just, but still she was on the other side, so she couldn't see that. So she's like, all right, bye. And then I just pretended
walked
to
down
walk down to the closed station.
You did the little like behind the sofa thing.
Absolutely.
Were you like,
And I just walked down, waited at the bottom for a sufficient amount of time, walked back up, and walked 45 minutes back to the apartment where I was in. It was, you know.
oh God,
I
that's
know,
so
yeah.
bad.
It was a barren 5 nights. 5 nights of
But it was there. And
loveless
even at that
failure.
moment, you go, fuck, I've missed the last train. And she would go, come on up.
But the truth is, I didn't
want to?
I didn't want to, is the truth. The truth is, when it got to the moment, I didn't even want to. Like, that was it. Like, I just didn't have the fucking, I was like, I just want to be alone now.
You don't have to want to.
Yeah, but see, the idea of it has me like, oh. But then again,
You've
it's like,
psyched yourself out somehow.
but it's just when you're just sober and you're like,
Well, you're not used to riding sober.
no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's tricky.
It's tricky when you don't know the person. I've done it a couple of times in
Relationships.
yeah, or like
It's
recently with
easier.
people that I've been with, but it's people
Yeah,
that I've been
yeah.
with before, you know. But it's tough, man.
It's a
It's
social lubricant. That's literally what it is.
so the moral of the story is I'm sad.
Yes, because you're not drinking.
Not drinking, sober, full of cum. Cum and regret. Regret flavored cum. That's what I'm full of.
What's insane is that we already have a podcast episode called Barcelona, so we can't call this one Barcelona.
We'll just call this one
Sober?
sober. Sober sadness.
No, one word.
Oh.
Sadness.
Failure. Just failure. Oh.
Well, if you'd like more,
Who wants more of this? You'd have to be sadder than me to be like, yeah.
I actually have a thing to say quickly. Is that a bunch of people have messaged on the Patreon and said that they were like, I can't see any of the bonus episodes.
Right.
And I go, have you looked on the Patreon page?
Yeah.
And they go, yeah, they've got the same title as the thing, but it just says Patreon on the front of it. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
That's it.
That'd be the Patreon episode.
But don't we post 2 on the page? So we'll like post
You
like
don't post the public on the Patreon.
we don't.
No,
Do we not?
we can.
Should we?
Anyway, if you're one of these Patreons who's like, geez, they keep promising bonus episodes, but there's no bonus episodes. There's been a bonus episode every single episode of this podcast. Just look with your brain and you'll find it.
Look with your eyes. It's hard to do.
But patreon.com/parenting. Dates.
Just Monday 20th in Top Secret in London, 6 p.m. Come by, Top Secret. You can register.
This won't be out by then.
Tickets. Will it not? March 26th. Will it be out by then?
I think so, yeah.
March 26th, Whelan's, Dublin. I have 2 shows, 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. I have some tickets left for that. I'm recording a special. Come in your socks to that.
I don't know when my Fringe show is going on sale, but I have a work in progress on the 27th of March in London at the Sam Wanamaker Playhouse. My tour is on sale. There are tickets available for Galway, Limerick, Southampton, Cambridge, Cardiff,
Bournemouth,
Aberdeen. Not Bournemouth. I'm not going to Bournemouth.
Somerset.
No. I think
Carlisle.
that might be it. Not Carlisle.
Slough.
Not Slough. This feels like a silly game. But come, just check out the tour extension on the old website, and then my Fringe show for 2023 will be announced soon, as will yours, I assume.
Yeah.
Lovely. Right, catch you soon.
See you
Take
now.
care. See you on the Patreon.
Bye
Goodbye.
now. Bye.